Standing in a doorway, looking through clouds of blowing dust to where I am told there is still uncut forest. Yesterday I drove through miles of stumps and charred remains of fires where, in '56, there was the most wonderful forest I have ever seen, all now destroyed. People have to eat. They have to get fuel for fires. This is northwest Zimbabwe in the early '80s, and I am visiting a friend who was a teacher in a school in London. He is here to help Africa, as we put it. He is a gently idealistic soul, and what he found in this school shocked him into a depression from which it was hard to recover. This school is like every other built after independence. It consists of 4 large brick rooms side by side, put straight into the dust, 1, 2, 3, 4, with a half room at one end, which is the library. In these classrooms are blackboards, but my friend keeps the chalks in his pocket, as otherwise they would be stolen. There is no atlas or globe in the school, no textbooks, no exercise books or biros. In the library there are no books of the kind that pupils would like to read, but only tomes from American universities, hard even to lift, rejects from white libraries, or novels with titles like Weekend in Paris and Felicity Finds Love. There is a goat trying to find sustenance in some aged grass. The headmaster has embezzled the school funds and is suspended, arousing the question familiar to all of us, but usually in more august contexts. How is it these people behave like this when they must know everyone is watching them? My friend doesn't have any money because everyone, pupils and teachers, borrows from him when he is paid and will probably never pay him back. The pupils range from 6 to 26, because some who did not get schooling as children are here to make it up. Some pupils walk many miles every morning, rain or shine, and across rivers. They cannot do homework because there is no electricity in the villages, and you can't study easily by the light of a burning log. The girls have to fetch water and cook before they set off for school, and when they get back. As I sit with my friend in his room, people drop in shyly, and everyone begs for books. "Please send us books when you get back to London," one man says. "They taught us to read, but we have no books." Everybody I met, everyone, begged for books. I was there some days. The dust blew. The pumps had broken, and the women were having to fetch water from the river. Another idealistic teacher from England was rather ill after seeing what this school was like. On the last day, they slaughtered the goat. They cut it into bits and cooked it in a great tin. This was the much anticipated end-of-term feast, boiled goat and porridge. I drove away while it was still going on, back through the charred remains and stumps of the forest. I do not think many of the pupils of this school will get prizes. The next day I am to give a talk at a school in North London, a very good school, whose name we all know. It is a school for boys, with beautiful buildings and gardens. These children here have a visit from some well-known person every week, and it is in the nature of things that these may be fathers, relatives, even mothers of the pupils. A visit from a celebrity is not unusual for them. As I talk to them, the school in the blowing dust of northwest Zimbabwe is in my mind, and I look at the mildly expectant English faces in front of me and try to tell them about what I have seen in the last week. Classrooms without books, without textbooks, or an atlas, or even a map pinned to a wall. A school where the teachers beg to be sent books to tell them how to teach, they being only 18 or 19 themselves. I tell these English boys how everyone begs for books. Please send us books. I am sure that anyone who has ever given a speech will know that moment when the faces you are looking at are blank. Your listeners cannot hear what you are saying. There are no images in their minds to match what you are telling them. In this case, the story of a school standing in dust clouds, where water is short, and where the end-of-term treat is a just-killed goat cooked in a great pot. Is it really so impossible for these privileged students to imagine such bare poverty? I do my best. They are polite. I'm sure that some of them will one day win prizes. Then the talk is over. Afterwards I ask the teachers how the library is, and if the pupils read. In this privileged school, I hear what I always hear when I go to such schools and even universities. You know how it is, one of the teachers says. A lot of the boys have never read at all, and the library is only half used. Yes, indeed we do know how it is, all of us.